Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have to confess that sometimes I have this, it's crazy thought that maybe and it's a crazy thought, and I feel very much apologetic to myself for having this kind of thoughts at times. But I have them, and thinking if the Russians would just, destroy those guys sooner, the entire war in Ukraine will be over. And then the next second, I'm thinking, well, that means destroying and killing a lot of people, a lot of Ukrainian, which is imbecilic. And the war will not be over. They will shift into something else, will take into will enter a new phase. So just to have it done, now the brain thinks, well, a little bit of a sacrifice, not by me, obviously, by the Ukrainians, the whole thing will be over, or vice versa. But that implies hundreds of thousands of people dead with families and so on. So that's an imbecilic, but I can't say that sometimes it doesn't. I want it over. So in the name of that, I say one of these guys have to win. They will not agree to a ceasefire and then gonna cut a deal. That's not gonna happen. How do they win? By destroying the other side. Destroying the other side means what? Destroying the military ability to fight, or the guys in charge. That would really doesn't gonna happen. It seems like the chances are slim. There is overwhelm the other side by killing their, unfortunately, military, destroying the military. Here we have an article from Sputnik where you have I'm not cheering for that. As I said, this is a crazy thought sometimes comes in, and I realize immediately that implies a lot of people dead in the name of other interests that I disagree with, all this scheme. So we have here an article from Sputnik where the Russian Ministry of Defense reports how they decimated a great number of Ukrainians on the Donetsk front and on Zaporozhye front. Now put that together with how I started this video, and some people or some thoughts, crazy thoughts, could be, oh, maybe the end is near, the war is gonna be over because maybe the Russians are breaking through, and therefore by eliminating people from the other side, the whole thing will be over. But you know how it is. It's not gonna be over. The Western guys with their interests will just move it into phase 2 and will activate other regions' wars. So let's look at this article coming from Sputnik. Right there. Ukraine losses over 1,960 soldiers, 19 tanks. You're going to find out there's some Leopard over there included, and some HIMARS and others in Donetsk front, I would say, near Donetsk. Ministry of Defense. We're going to look over the map and see where that is. The Ukrainian military has lost 1,960 soldiers killed and injured near Donetsk in the past week, the Russian Ministry of Defense said on Friday. Skepticism, because this comes from these guys who would obviously overemphasize their fantastic military abilities, as the other ones do the same. Russia repelled 12 Ukrainian attacks in the Donetsk region near the settlements of Andriivka, Belogorovska, Gregorievka, Kleshchivka, Kurdimovska, Mayorsk, Shasor Yar. Now, these ones are, if I remember, by Bakhmut. So Donetsk, let's go to the map. Here it is. Donetsk is in this area. This is Donetsk, and this is what they're talking about. I'm going to show you where Bakhmut is, because I know that's Shasor Yar. It's right here. So this is the area they're talking about in the Donetsk. This is Artemovsk. They don't even bother to put the name over, but I know it's only rock and roll. I would be concerned with this situation right here more than anywhere else. These two little right here, and let's see what happens in Kupiansk. the Russians are the same spot. And Avdiivka, I don't hear anything about Avdiivka, which is, I think, already surrounded, but the Ukrainians don't give up. So let's go back to the article. And I'm quoting, the enemy lost more than 1,960 service people killed and injured 19 tanks, including 1 Leopard tank, 22 armored combat vehicles, 56 vehicles, 4 multiple rocket launcher combat vehicles, including MLRS, HIMARS, and 2 Grad, as well as 27 field artillery guns. The Russians don't even, as far as I know, and I've been watching this every day, a few times a day, they don't celebrate anymore or come and say, hey, we destroyed 1 HIMARS. Hey, we say, I don't hear them say that. Is because they don't do it, or just because they do it so often that they don't have to bother to say it? It's not like a big achievement for them anymore that needs to hit the news. No, I don't know, because whenever they destroy a Leopard tank, they usually beep, 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 we did it. So Russia repelled 43 attacks and Kiev lost over 740 soldiers in the Kupiansk area in the past week, the ministry said. Kupiansk is up north of Luhansk. North is right, this is Kupiansk. I'm going to show you on the big scheme, and I'm going to go and show you where Donetsk is, these guys were talking about. So here is Kupiansk, and this is Donetsk right here. So this is Donetsk, near Donetsk. So this is by Avdiivka. Donetsk is here, and this is the area they were talking about. Then these guys lost 1,960, if I remember correctly, soldiers. Where are they? Yeah, 1,960. Now, it says that the Ukrainian military lost over 450 soldiers in the Zaporozhye region and 745 soldiers in South Donetsk in the past week, the ministry said. So these guys, if you, so 450 in Zaporozhye region, 450. Let's go and see where that is. Right here, where the, I'm going to make it like this, so you know where it's in the big scheme of things. Here's Sea of Azov. This is where the counteroffensive occurred in this area. Failed counteroffensive, let's call it as it was. Attempt, but did not work out for them. So this is Zaporozhye, 450, and then southern Donetsk is right here. And then you have Donetsk area, and this one, 1,900. So 450 in the Zaporozhye, 745 in South Donetsk in the past week, the ministry said. Russian forces repelled 17 attacks, and Ukraine lost 1,570 servicemen in the Krasny Liman area. I'm going to show you where that is. That is between Kupiansk and Bakhmut, the ministry said, adding that the Ukrainian armed forces suffered 330 casualties in Kherson. So 1,570 in Krasny Liman, 1,570. Krasny Liman is right here in this area. Remember, here is Bakhmut, this is Krasny Liman, this is Kupiansk. So let's see Krasny Liman right here. This is the area where this little thing advances. I'm going to show you bigger. Krasny Liman is this town of Bethlehem. And then we go to Kupiansk, which is right here. And we go to Kherson, which is in the south by Crimea, north of Crimea. Here is right here, Kherson area. We just said what, 400 something. So 1,500 in Liman, and then 335 casualties in Kherson. Kherson is this right here. Now remember, this is according to the Russians' statement. It's not with the Ukrainians. They're not going to confirm that, as vice versa. So if you add all these guys, 335, right? With this, let's make it, I make it 1,900. Let's make it 1,900 over there. And then you get in Zaporozhye this one. So you're going to get to what? 2,000, let's say 400 about. And then with this one, you get to about 3,000 almost, right? And then almost 3,000. And then you get to this with these guys, it's 5,000. Well, about, that's what they say in the past week, if true. Now you can calculate. It doesn't mean that it's a linear equation, and it's not a exponential equation. And so you go, okay, so it's 5,000 a week. That means in 2 weeks will be 10,000, and then 3 weeks will be 15,000. It doesn't go. It can fluctuate. Could be 5,000 this week, could be 3,000 next week, or it could be 1,000 next week, or could be, I don't know, 10,000 or 50 or whatever, 50,000. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.